Hello, welcome back for another episode of Cheapskate Tuesday. Cheapskate Tuesday is where I try and buy a plugin for as little as I can, but not free. I want to spend something, and it always seems to be £5 that I spend. No idea how that works out. And I often get the stuff from a company called Plugin Boutique. There are other websites out there that sell stuff for next to nothing, but Plugin Boutique is a great website for that. They have a lot of independent boutique plugin makers, so you can get some really creative stuff. Cheapskate Tuesday is not about finding cheap plugins and seeing if they're any good or not. It's about whether I can work them into the creative process of my writing. I've got it down here. It's called Union by Soundspot. I've not really looked at it yet. I've gone through some of the presets. It's a nice sounding instrument. That's what I bought, and with that I got 2 free plugins. One was called Convex by Glitchmachines. Now I've got a lot of plugins from Glitchmachines already. I love their stuff, but there is a learning curve with them. So what is Convex? On their website it says Convex is a multi-effects processor designed to facilitate the creation of contorted artifacts, syncopated patterns and skewed digital textures based around 3 classic effects: multimode, filter, pitch shifter and delay, and then you can modulate the whole thing. So let's take a look and see what it sounds like. Okay, so here's Convex, the multi-effects processor. On first glance it looks quite complex, but when you break it down into the various different bits, it becomes slightly easier to understand and then use. The first thing to notice is you've got your presets at the bottom. Use the presets to get an idea of how to create different sounds. Then once you've done that, you can then learn how to use the actual plugin, and then you can create sounds from there. I think it's much better to try and create from the starting point of knowing where you want to go rather than just scrolling through presets. If you know what you want, do you want something to have a higher pitch or a lower pitch? Do you want to have a particular delay time? Do you want it to be filtered in a particular way? Do you want to just go outright crazy and, do lots of modulation? Then that's your starting point. The other thing is, think about it like this. When you compose a piece of music, you're composing something. When you use a plugin as complex as this, you're composing as well, because you're creating a sound. You're sculpting something from nothing. That's why I would recommend, at least from time to time, trying to initialize the patch and then see what you come up with. The color coding makes life really easy because the effects are in purple, the modulators are in green, and then the output is in blue. When you connect a modulator to an effect, it goes a light blue. You can as well connect modulators to other modulators to really go crazy with the sound. The 3 effects, the filter, the pitch and the delay, you've got dual effects for each one, meaning that you've got 2 filters which are then selected by crossfading from one to the other. On the left side you've got the top filter, on the right side you've got the bottom, and then you've got the same with the pitch. A really nice feature in this is you can mix in and out the effect, so you can decide how much of the pitch effect you want blended in with the filter. You can decide how much of the delay effect you want blended in with the pitch and the filter. The other thing is you've got the pre-button, so you can have the delay come before the filter or after the filter and the pitch. So let's just take a look at this with a drum loop. It's just a BT break, and the break sounds like this. Okay, so classic BT type loop. If I set this to 100%, I'm going to just bring the filter all the way up. I'm going to make sure the pitch and delay are off. So I've got my different filter types. I can change the resonance. Can add a bit of drive to this. And then what I could do is just blend it with the original signal. Now this is where things get interesting, because what you can do next is you can blend the filter type. So if I click on the icon here and just drag up, I've got the various different filter types. So I'm going to choose that one, the parametric, and I'm going to put the crossfade all the way over to the right. So I'm just hearing the second filter. And now what I can do is blend the 2. Then mix it back in. Okay, so that's the filter. What we can really do now is start to make this sound like a Glitch Machines effect. So this is where pitch comes in. And the first thing is we can just simply pitch this up. You'll see I need to bring the mix in, and then you can hear the effect. Okay, so now it's really starting to sound like some kind of effect. Now you've got size and feed. Feed feeds back into the signal, and size delays the pitch by the set amount of milliseconds. And with the feed as well, mix that back in. Now what I could do is combine pitch 1 with pitch 2. Now I can blend that back in. Let's now add the delay. You can see we've got an icon here which allows me to switch the time between milliseconds and sync to the host. So let's just do this. Again, I'm going to bring the mix up. So get some interesting effects straight away. I've got the crossfade on. I'm going to put this on the right set sync, and let's do this at 16th note. That's on an 8th. Okay, so this is where we can really start to turn this into a Glitch Machines plugin. And what I'm going to do is just simply select LFO1. I'm going to turn the modulation amount up. This is now going to modulate the pitch. Over here, you've got the wave on LFO1, and you can select between different wave types. So I'll just do triangle. I could then put LFO2 on this one, and let's do different type. So really getting some interesting sounds. If I use multi-1, what I can now do is do LFO1, LFO2, and this combines the two and creates a kind of ring modulation effect. So I'm going to use that on second pitch. So you got multi-1, and I'm just going to pull this right up. Let's pull it down. You can see straight away I'm coming up with some totally different ideas. Now, let's just try an envelope on the dry wet signals. So let's do envelope 1. I found the envelope, you have to really play with it to hear the effect that it's having. I'm going to pull this right down. So I'm at 120. So I think if I set this to 126, I think that's somewhere around a 16th note. I've used this in a number of different ways. Drum kit. Go to the bass now using a plugin called Union. Okay, just a straightforward bass. Now let's hear it with Convex. Okay, let me show you what I did with the pad. I tried a different approach. I used the question mark buttons, which randomize the individual effects, but you've got a global randomize as well, which is here. So if you click on this button here, you can randomize all the parameters, Or if you just want to randomize the filter, for example, you could just click on the question mark button there and it will randomize your settings. So this is a sort of kind of pad sound. Let's hear it first without. Okay, so it suddenly makes it way more interesting than what it sounded like before. So that's Convex. In the next video, I'm going to be looking at Bass XL and Union, and I'll be talking you through how I created a piece of music using those, and how Bass XL can actually even be used for sound design purposes as well. And if you like the video, why not hit the like and subscribe button? Thanks for watching. See you soon.